Okay, I'm back. I took the opportunity to walk Tilly as well. So back to this fun with fur. Okay, so I'm only gonna sew this up to the start of the curve so that I can get to that doll joint. I'm curious to see when I get done with this if this is going to be a continuation of the last live stream or if it's going to be its own. So I'm still getting used to this setup, or if it's recording at all. Tell you what, though, I want to leave as little space as possible as I can get away with open, because sewing this stuff up with it are attached to the body is going to be terrible. The dexterity. Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd call it that. You're doing great. Just talked to a colleague of mine, Oliver Berger. He and I are Muppet fanatics. Oh, really? Collect? Do you collect puppets, or do you build, or just enjoy? In the art department. Oh, cool. Thank you. I don't post there very often. I think I joined that originally hoping to get work, but I never was able to find any. You saw each other as that. That's great. I have a lot of friends with Mystery Science Theater the same way. Okay. May just mess this up. We'll see. I'm okay. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one up. Probably could have gotten away with a little less up here. But okay, so I'm going to stuff. I keep wanting to call him Eddie. Okay, so sorry, I had to go get Eddie. So this puppet's actually going to wear one of these vests like Eddie wears. So the placement of the arms is in a little bit different area than on a lot of the puppets I do. They're a little bit farther forward so that this off-the-shelf vest will fit on there. So I think I'm going to take the vest off of Eddie and put it on this puppet so that I can make sure that it fits, that the arms are in the right spot. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working on getting the setup right for a while. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. Interestingly enough, this also fits Tilly, but I have never put a therapy dog on her vest on Tilly. It just was the easy way to size it, so I knew that it would fit. Okay, so okay, so there's that. So you can see therapy dog, but that tells me right where that arm's going to go. I do have to stuff it first, though. This is actually this arm. I'm going to put a pin in there, but I'm not going to actually put it in yet. I think that's going to be right there's where that's going to go. I'm going to put the stuffing in there before I forget, though. Of course, that's assuming I can find the stuffing. I don't use a lot of this, but or anything like this, where I want it to be pretty flexible, I'll just use this. This same techniques will work if you're going to use like using the shoelace will work if you're using the beads in there or foam. It's really just a way to keep it nice and strong when you pull on these puppets as much as I do. Okay, so there's that. Now, if I trusted myself to be able to, in fact, maybe I will trust myself enough to do that. Let me see. Okay, so stuff that in there. Now, how did that swap? You got to make sure it doesn't twist around on you. Okay, so there's that right there. You can feel the plastic and the hole. So that's where the doll joint's going to go in. Come on. Goes in through the hole and then sticks out right there. But after it goes through the arm. So am I ready to put this first arm on? Almost. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to take the doll joint end. I'm going to stick it in here like that, just loose. Tuck everything else in there. Make sure nothing's in its way. So I'm taking this end, putting this end in here up against this plastic washer. And then I'm going to put a little bit more polyfill in there. Got to go tidy up for visitors, but I'm so excited to see more instructional videos about puppets construction. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot more of these. Are you puffing it with turkey feathers? No. Although I probably could, BJ. It's not too much. I have to be careful with this polyfill because I end up, Tilly likes to eat it, or try to eat it. Okay, so I'm putting that doll joint in there. I'm going to sew this thing shut. So BJ and I were on a shoot yesterday where they dropped turkey feathers on both of us. That's all I'm going to say about that. So if you guys thought watching me sew was boring, there we go. Yeah, it was a really fun shoot. It was great. I hope it. I can't wait to be able to have it on something that we can share it with. But we did a lot of really fun stuff, though. A lot of weird rigging and. Okay, hopefully this will. So the worst thing that can happen is I'm not going to be able to find that end of that fitting inside the arm. I don't have to open it up to get to it, but I think this will be a lot easier than trying to sew it once it's on the puppet. I want to make sure that's in there in the right position before I close this up too, because I'll never get it back where it needs to be. Okay. Maybe I'll stick that in there after I've got this started. trying to keep this on camera. Okay, so now before that gets too small, stick that back in there. Uh-oh. Eh. I'm doing a bang-up job here. Okay, well, that wasn't so terrible. Just got to make sure that I, when I seal up the other one, that it's the left arm or the right arm, I guess. Well, okay. So I can feel the dowel joint. I can feel the dowel joint in there. Great. I know now. That's about where I want it. Oh, and I also put the pin in there, so I got to be careful. So. Dead dog. Okay. Okay. I actually want to try and get it up there in the lining. Oops. Okay, where's the center seam? Center seam is right here. So it looks like it's about 3 inches from the center seam. And this is going to drive BJ crazy, but I'm going to put, I'm going to use scissors to get in there. I'm going to feed this up. See, I should have done that before I cut the hole, but let's see if we can find it. There's the hole. I'm never going to find it in all this fur. Maybe I'll let you guys tell me where it is, because maybe you guys can see it better than I can. Okay, so there's the center seam. We know it's about 3 inches in. Yep, and there it is. Okay. Okay, so I got the end of that nub out. I got the hole right there. I'm going to stick that through. Hopefully it'll go into the little lock washer. I can't tell if it did or didn't. It did not. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's the hole. You want to keep it loose, but okay, it's on there. All right, so he's got one arm now. So you can see how well it's on there nice and tight, and it's got a lot of range. It'll look even better once it's trimmed and everything. But yeah, once I get that other arm sewn up and put on there, that'd be the way to do it. So hopefully you found that interesting. Have you ever used batting in the arms? Yes. Yes, I have. Oh. The smooth effect compared to stuffing. Yeah, I don't use stuffing very much anymore. I used to use stuffing quite a bit more than I do now. But it's just on this type of arm I have stuffing because it had structure in the original idea of doing it. The original idea was to have this be foam and the tubing that's in there. But I found that I got stuck in this plane. Like he couldn't do this because there wasn't enough flexibility. So I just put a little stuffing in there to bulk it out a little bit, and that's about it. But I've never really used too much of the batting. Although the biggest thing I don't like about batting or foam, the batting or the foam that's in there is it's the actual process of stuffing it down in there is so difficult that this was kind of the solution I came up with to take care of that. But yeah, so he's got that range, and that's pretty nice. I just got to do the other one. But when it's all put together and trimmed and everything, there's Naked Eddie. You'll have, that's sort of, motion that will be kind of nice. So anyway, I am going to call it a night as far as online. I'm going to try and finish up this other arm. And if I get around to the tail, I will come back on for that. So I'll see you guys next time. All right. See you next time. Bye.